Today I'm going to talk about the word Mokuso. Mokuso starts the class and ends the class. Mokuso's mok means to keep quiet or to shut. And Mokuso's so is related to the word omou and is to feel or to think. So mokuso together is to think quietly or silent thoughts. The other day I asked my students what does mokuso mean, and one student put their hand up and said is to meditate. It is very close to the word meditate, but somehow in my understanding it's slightly different. Meditation is often to see a bit more relaxation, and it maybe slow you down to bring the inner peace. Mokuso doesn't have to be slow, it can be super quick. It can be quite active, maybe so as meditation. But the word to meditate is probably closer to the word in Japanese, meso. Both meso and mokuso are very similar, and even some dojos use the word meso instead of mokuso. Meso's me is also to close your eyes and to think in darkness almost. Or it actually has close relation to Meido, which is a world of death. So you basically get in touch with another world as well. So it's to think and concentrate your heart to something. So the action itself is very, very similar. Close your eyes, think quietly. But a meso often has a little bit more, tiny bit more religious feeling to it, and also perhaps a longer feeling than mokuso. That is probably why I use mokuso more to the karate dojo. And when you finish the mokuso, we either use mokuso yame, which means to stop mokuso, or kaimok means to open your eyes. Kai is to open and moku is the eye. When you're doing mokuso at the dojo, so particularly at the start, okay, you have to shut where you have been before you come to the dojo. You might have a very stressful day, you might have had a bit of argument at home, or you might have made a fatal error at work or something like that, and you know your mind can be, or head and mind can be really busy with something, could be really fatigued, etc. So mokuso gives you the greatest opportunity to leave that behind. I'm ready to train. I often find it when I do the mokuso at the beginning, suddenly I can hear the birds. Just before that I can't hear, I'm hearing everything, but then when I close my eyes, I can hear the sound of the birds, because our dojo, around our dojo there are many trees, so I can hear the birds, and I can also hear the tick, tick, tick of the clock. And then after that I sort of hear myself, like my own heartbeat, and then I can start focusing on, this is how I want to train today, or this is what I want to train today, or what I want to achieve today. This is how I would like to move, or could be I just feel like, well, my head is so busy, I just want to clear my head. I just want to focus. I would love to be able to focus. That's all I'm thinking. And then suddenly it just goes away. And ultimately, if you can empty your mind just before you open your eyes, that's an ideal mokuso. And also at the end of the class, mokuso has a very important time to lower your adrenaline. So often if you do quite passionate kumite training, our adrenalines go right up. But I don't want anyone to go home with the high adrenaline. I would like everybody to calm your physical energy and emotional energy into neutral before you step out of the dojo, so you can apply what you've done into daily life without agitation. So I think it's really, really important that we do Mokuso at the start and at the end of the class, or sometimes in between. Some people seem to cut that. Okay, today we just do informal bow and go. But I find that really doesn't conclude the martial arts training. I find that is really something that becomes very sports karate rather than traditional karate. If you want to observe yourself, that's the greatest opportunity to observe yourself. How did I train today? Did I try my best? Or do I feel clean now? Or do I feel frustrated because I couldn't do what I wanted to do? All of these things can come at just a short, small, quiet thoughts time. And then you consume that within yourself so that you can have a next Mokuso at the next training, and then you develop yourself and you have the journey, and that's a part of the Karate Do, I believe. So I hope you value the Mokuso time, and when you teach, particularly to children, that is the most important time, that you have a good posture and good quiet time. And of course, particularly young children do not understand the value of Mokuso yet, but there is a scientific report apparently. The more meditation people do from the early stage, it gets easier, and less spastic behaviors they do outside of it. So there are many health and benefits in Mokuso, but particularly at the martial arts dojo, it's a really vital part of the training. See you next week.